The trailer for Venom, The Last Venom, is finally here. In a year with very few comic book movies, as the MCU only has Deadpool and Wolverine, while DC's taking the year off, Sony's back with another film in one of the cinematic universes of all time. Now, I know people like to rightfully rag on the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, the spunk, but the Venom films are by far the best part of that cursed universe. They don't take themselves overly seriously like Morbius and Madam Web did, as they know exactly what they are, and that's dumb fun. The Venom movies will always work for me because of how dedicated Tom Hardy is to being a little freak. It's the kind of unhinged comic book chaos you can only get from these films. Are they perfect? No, far from it. I wouldn't even say they're entirely good, but they're incredibly entertaining and I'll happily take that. Originally, I wasn't planning on making a video about this trailer. I watched it and didn't have much to say. It looks fun for sure, but there weren't any burning questions coming out of it that I really wanted to talk about. But the more this trailer has sat with me, the more I've gone insane trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this movie. The scene I want to hyper-focus on that is completely destroying me right now is the No Way Home bar scene that they just happen to be showing in this trailer. But the thing is, that scene was explicitly said to be taking place in the MCU. They made it very clear that Venom jumped universes. You see him go there at the Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene, and then in No Way Home's post-credit scene, you see him talking to Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso, and then he just disappears to go back to his own universe, presumably. So how are they here? It makes no sense. By their own logic that they made in their own movie, it's completely destroying all that, and he's just somehow here now? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Does Sony not realize the continuity they set up? Are they just willingly breaking it? How did he get here? Did Chiwetel Ejiofor travel to the MCU to find the Venom DNA he left behind? Is this all part of his master plan somehow? I thought he was just going to be a generic military guy. How did he get multiversal technology? Is Chiwetel aware that there's a guy in that universe who looks exactly like him that is a magical fugitive trying to destroy all sorcerers? Is that what they want us to think now? Because it's the exact same setup and everything. There's no changes, there's no variance. The only difference is that Danny Rojas has his hair down now, which maybe is a clue that it's a different universe, but I don't know. It breaks all continuity, but I guess it wouldn't be a Sony film without that. But I don't know, I just feel like it goes against everything that they've already established in this continuity. Maybe it's just Sony trying to bait audiences into thinking this is the MCU again. They have a history of doing that in the past. They did it before with Morbius, including the Vulture in all the trailers and marketing, or when they showed the Wanted Spider-Man poster in the background, which was also a model from the PS4 game, but it was of the Raimi suit, just mashing all these different things together. And then they ultimately just cut that shot from the film entirely, so it was obviously just trailer bait to get people talking and watching the movie, trying to figure out what's happening. So maybe they're doing that again. Maybe this scene is just for the trailers, and Sony can bait people into watching this movie because they're thinking it's an MCU film, which obviously it's not. It's in association with Marvel. They have to wear that like a badge of shame at the beginning of the trailer and film, but I feel like they're just putting that in there to try and make people think it's an MCU movie. The only other solution to this that makes any sense to me is that it's the same bar from No Way Home, but it's in Eddie's universe, so it's like a variant of that bar, and Danny Ross is playing a variant of himself, but now with his hair down to try and establish it's a different universe. And when Eddie reappeared there, he just walked out of the bar casually and also left Venom goo behind somehow? I guess that's the only solution? I don't get it! Is Sony just trying to make this universe more complicated? Are they just taking ideas from different universes and doing stories that make sense? Which I guess is a good idea. You want to prioritize a good story over everything else. But when you set up something so specific as a plot point of the movie that you're going to set it up for the future, and then immediately retcon it, maybe they wanted to leave the Venom symbiote in the MCU, and that was how they would get Venom into the MCU, be this deal where they bring over the same version, but it's a variant, and it uses the leftover goo to make that happen. But maybe Sony just decided they didn't want to do that anymore. Maybe their universe was failing and they wanted to take this seed for themselves and use it for their own movie. If they are indeed going the retcon route, is the MCU just not going to have Venom now because Chiwetel Ejiofor just took the goo away? I don't understand what is happening. I'm going to watch the movie to find out, but it's just a baffling decision for me from this trailer, and I feel like I'm spiraling the more I think about it because the less it makes sense to me. Also, if we want to talk about things that don't make sense, what is Rhys Ifans doing in that car? Like, that's the lizard actor, Rhys Ifans. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I looked it up. I could not figure out the correct pronunciation, so I'm just going Rhys Ifans. But he's just in the car, and he's a beard now and long hair. But is he in this universe now? Is Sony just trying to casually force the lizard into this movie to try and further their Sinister Six agenda that they've been trying to push forward for years now? Why does he look different? There are so many parts of this trailer that confuse me because it's so many different continuities mashing together. It makes no sense that he'd be in there because this has been established to not be the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe. There's no Spider-Man in this universe. But they can't make it the Andrew Garfield universe because you see this shot right here? People are saying that that could be young Peter Parker with his Aunt May, which I don't understand because he doesn't have a sister, but spoilers ahead for a rumored plot leak that said Venom would be protecting a young Peter Parker after initially trying to kill him after he saw his death at the hands of Spider-Man through the multiversal symbiote hive mind. There's a lot to take in, so just process this. So Venom sees his death, he sees Spider-Man's gonna kill him. I like the idea of a multiversal hive mind, I think it's an interesting new take on the character, so I welcome that. but he goes to kill Peter Parker, and he's 10 years old now. So he's just a kid. So he doesn't go through with it, obviously, and he bonds with the kid and he goes to protect him. So it can't be the Garfield Spider-Man universe. So I guess Reese Ifans is just playing a new character? That's the only solution I can think of. But now you have this element in the movie where that's Peter Parker and Aunt May. They're just in the movie now. So like, what is going on? How is he young now? Which universe is this? What is going on? I don't understand anything that's happening. It's breaking my brain. There are so many different characters, stories, and even universes colliding. Does Sony know what's happening? Do they know what they're doing? Am I overthinking everything? Am I losing my mind? I mean, the answer is yes. I really want to like this universe. I like the two previous Venom films. I'm one of those people who like the second one more than the first because they lean into the comedy and absurd aspects of it all, and I think that's great. But here, it looks good, but the plot points are so insanely convoluted that before this movie comes out, I'm gonna be locked up in an insane asylum because this movie is gonna just drive me mad. I'm going insane. Sony, please, get it together. I don't get it! But also then there's this sick Venom horse at the end, which goes so hard, I can't lie. I will be seated opening night just to look at him. Look at him go! So yeah, this is a crazy trailer. This is an insane movie. If my brain can handle making it to then, I cannot wait to watch this just to see what is going on. I'm more interested in all the different natures of the plot and the convoluted continuity that Sony's set up than the actual movie itself. I love Tom Hardy as Venom. I really hope that we can find a way to get him as a different variant in the MCU, because I want to keep these two universes as far away as possible from each other. So just have Tom Hardy be the MCU variant of Eddie Brock in the future and have that goo from No Way Home, if we can still have it. Just find him instead, and it's the same kind of character, but a different one. Maybe this one is more depressed, I don't know. But I hope we can find a way for him to make it into the MCU, because he's really good as this character. He brings so much life and joy to it, and it's such a unique take on Venom. But yeah, this movie trailer really blew my mind in the most insane way possible. I think I need to go lie down, so I'm gonna do that. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe, otherwise they're gonna keep taking plot points from No Way Home and ruining them. I can't stop them, okay? These Sony Spider-Man movies are gonna outlive us all. They're gonna keep going with obscure characters like Big Wheel until the day we die.